Hey there everyone, welcome to Tales in Text, and I'm your host Nisha Prakash, and this is Bite-Sized Bharata, where you hear tiny tales from a grand epic. We start our episode with Vyasa. In fact, we have been starting all our episodes so far with his words and his work. So, it's time now to dedicate one episode to the man himself. Krishna Dvaipayana, the Dark One born on the island, the son of Satyavati and Parashara, who transformed from a poor baby with a murky parentage into Veda Vyasa, the one who compiled the Vedas and divided them into 4 distinct parts: Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharva Veda. But did you know that Vyasa is not one man? Veda Vyasa, much like the name Kalidasa, the epic poet, is not a real name, but a title that represents the role, activities, and responsibilities of the person bearing such a name. In Veda Vyasa's case, this refers to his role as a compiler and divider of the Vedas and the related activities and responsibilities that he took up to make his role possible. According to Hindu scriptures, each Mahayuga, that is the cycle of 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali, of a Manvantara, has one new Vedavyasa. This Vedavyasa is always born in the Dwapara Yuga, the 3rd Yuga, to recompile and prepare the Vedas in preparation of the upcoming Kali Yuga. This Vedavyasa is replaced by a new Vyasa in the next Mahayuga of the Manvantara. According to the sacred texts, our current Manvantara has already had other Vyasas prior to the one who shares our timeline, who is Krishna Dvaipayana. If you've listened to episode 18 on cosmic time in Hinduism, we discuss how we are currently in the Kali Yuga of the 28th year of the Vaivasvata Manvantara. This means 27 Vyasas have already come and gone. And in addition to this Krishna Dvaipayana, we've already completed 28 Vyasas, which means 43 more Veda Vyasas will appear in the Vaivasvata Manvantara before this Manvantara ends. Let's now look at who were the Veda Vyasas in the 27 preceding Mahayugas. I'll now be narrating their names in order from the 1st to 27th. Brahma, Prajapati Manu, Ushanas, Brihaspati, Savitri, Mrityu, Indra, Vashishtha, Saraswata, Tridhama, Trivrishan, Bharadvaja, Antariksha, Vapra, Trayaruna, Dhananjaya, Kritanjaya, Reena, Bharadvaja, Gautama, Uttama, Veena, Trinavindu, Riksha, Shakti, Parashara, Jaratkaru. These are the 27 previous Veda Vyasas. Currently, we are in the 28th year of the Vaivasvata Manvantara, and our Vyasa was Krishna Dvaipayana. Some scriptures also give us the name of the next Vyasa, the one who is coming in the next Mahayuga. His name is Drauni, the son of Drona. But of course, we aren't sure if this refers to Ashwathama or someone else. Coming back to the Vyasa of our Mahayuga, Krishna Dvaipayana, he was not only the compiler and disseminator of the 4 Vedas, but he was also the author of the sacred Puranas, ancient stories of Devas, Danavas, Daityas, Manavas, and other creatures. And he has written over 18 Mahapuranas, which include Brahma Purana, Brahmanda Purana, Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana, Shiva Purana, Bhagavata Purana, Narada Purana, Markandeya Purana, Kurma Purana, Matsya Purana, Agni Purana, Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Linga Purana, Varaha Purana, Skanda Purana, Vamana Purana, Garuda Purana, and Bhavishya Purana. In addition to authoring these incredible works of significance, Veda Vyasa also recorded and shared widely the story of the Kuru lineage, the Mahabharata. One very interesting story exists about how Vyasa actually managed to write down this massive Itihasa without, it is believed, ever forgetting a single event. One day, Vyasa decided it was important to note down the story of the Kauravas and the Pandavas, lest the world forget the important life lessons taught by this cautionary tale. But writing such a long narrative was a behemoth task, and doing so without making any mistakes and taking any breaks, well, that seemed near impossible for the sage. That's why Vyasa decided that the only one who was capable of overcoming the seemingly impossible to overcome obstacle was the great remover of all obstacles himself, the Vignaharta Ganapati. So Vyasa prayed to Ganesha for a long time, and the elephant-headed god, leader of the Ganas, came down to the earth to meet the sage. Vyasa fell to the mighty god's feet, and Ganapati asked him what boon Vyasa would like for his tireless prayers. The sage responded, O Buddhinata, god of wisdom, Medhavin, intelligent one, Buddhipriya, lover of wisdom, Sarva Siddhanta, bestower of wisdom, you have been so kind, O God, to give me a mind that can understand the mysteries of the universe and also learn from the mistakes of the past. Please help me share all that I have had the privilege of witnessing with the world and for generations to come, so we may learn all the lessons about how to live and how to act in this changing world. Ganapati answered, All right, I can help you. What would you like me to do? Vyasa responded, O Gunina, the one full of virtues, Bhakta Vigna Vinashaka, remover of difficulties faced by devotees. I request you humbly to please be my scribe and to write down this great story, this great history of Bharata. Ganapati thought for a bit and nodded his head slowly. He said, Yes. Yeah, I can do that for you. On the condition that when I start writing, my hand stops only when your narration ends. For if you pause in the middle or ask for a break, I will leave, never to return to complete this task, and your story will be incomplete forever. Do you accept my condition, Rishi? Vyasa fell into deep thought, perplexed by how to navigate such a difficult condition. This story was so complex. How could he be expected to produce a story that befitted its magnitude? His eyes suddenly widened and a smile graced his face. From this very complexity would come a very simple solution, he thought. Vyasa replied, Of course, Nandikeshwara, god of happiness. I agree, but I have a condition for you too. Ganesha smiled in amusement. What is the condition? Vyasa responded promptly. I promise to not let your hand still until the very end. I shall keep narrating this tale in all its nuance for you to write down. But you must promise me that you will first understand the true meaning of each verse that I utter, beyond the superficial and into the very soul of the verse. And you will write down what I say only after you have fully and truly understood its real meaning. Do you accept my condition, O Lord? Vishwaraja Ganapati, the Lord of the world, gave a booming and hearty laugh. Sounding very pleased, he said, All right, sage, I accept your terms. Let us begin. This endeavor is bound to be interesting. Vyasa provided Ganesha with the palm leaves and writing materials. They began. At first, Ganapati was writing at an extremely fast pace, hardly giving Vyasa the time to take a breath. That's why, to slow down the eager god, Vyasa started creating extremely linguistically complex and morally deep verses that made even the god of wisdom slow down to understand the verse's true meaning. While writing this long story, the pen Ganapati was using broke. Unwilling to waste time by pausing to replace the pen, Ganesha broke off a point of his own tusk and used it to write the story. And this is why today Ganapati is known as Ekadanta, the god with the single tusk. With the tusk in hand, Ganapati was able to complete writing the story of the Mahabharata for posterity. And with some clever thinking, Vyasa was able to ensure that he had divine sanction and support to help him complete one of the greatest works of his life. This collaboration between Vyasa and Ganapati is certainly a fascinating tale. But more importantly, it reflects the mindset, attitude, and approach one must have when reading, watching, listening to, or engaging with the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata is a tale of shifting moralities and questionable motivations. It is a story, supposedly, of right versus wrong, but located in a setting and context where everyone is right and simultaneously everyone is wrong. Those engaging with this important part of our shared Bharata history can get a lot of learning and life lessons from this if we try to truly understand the hidden meanings nestled in the beautiful verses, and we continue to steadfastly apply this wisdom within all areas of our life and throughout our lives. Thanks for listening. If you liked what you heard, like my video and subscribe to my channel. I'm Nisha Prakash, and this was Bite-Size Bharata, where you hear tiny tales from a grand epic. I'll see you next time on Tales in Text.